Hi, I'm Jen Zimnowski, and welcome to All About Experience. In today's edition, we're talking to B2B organizations who have not yet made that leap to sell products online. There are a lot of explanations for holding back on this investment, and we are gonna dig into these justifications and understand if there is reason enough to refrain from introducing a new revenue channel, and I'll share some tips to consider if you're interested in getting started. All right, let's set the stage. It's the year 2023. We are on the other side of a global pandemic that shut down the world and crippled operations. Supply chain was confused and struggling. Demand decreased because people were afraid of everything. Events canceled. Remote work was embraced. And by remote work, I don't just mean everyone working from home on Zoom. They did, but what I really mean is new relationships were forged remotely and product information was shared remotely. Transactions happened remotely, all because we didn't have another option. There are those things that you don't really want to do, but you're pushed into doing them, and then you kind of end up liking that thing. That's what happened on both ends. Customers that didn't really like shopping online or couldn't even imagine completing a complicated transaction online did, and they enjoyed it because it was easy and it was convenient. Product and service research and purchasing all happened on their own terms, in their own time. And many of the companies that hadn't yet invested in e-commerce had to turn it on simply out of necessity. And they started seeing the value of time savings and overall cost reductions, customer service improvements, product improvements, and not to mention, having an e-commerce experience gives your organization access to a wider net of customers, increasing your visibility. From 2020 to 2021, the North America B2B e-commerce market increased roughly $1 billion. And this is expected to grow 19% over the next 8 years to $33 billion. If your company is not represented in this number, let's talk about what's holding you back. The number one reason I hear as to why B2B organizations do not want to sell their product online is because they are afraid to introduce channel conflict. No one wants to piss off or alienate their relationships with their wholesalers or retailers, and you don't have to. You can create clear channel agreements by understanding the value that each of your partnerships, as well as the value that your own company can offer your customers. Define each channel's role. Define pricing, inventory, product strategies for each. You can also segment your market by targeting different customers. There are ways to share this revenue, and communication really goes a long way. Just be transparent, be open with your partners, keep them informed about what your plans are, and this reassures them that they are a key component of your operation. The second most popular reason I hear for why B2B organizations do not sell online is that the sales process is too complicated, too many steps, we're gonna lose control. It's true, there are a lot of steps as part of the sales process. 7 to 10 on average. And I am not suggesting that technology replaces all of the steps. You still need to build relationships, and you still have to be responsive if someone calls. But what technology can do is provide high quality, on-demand product information. It can answer questions commonly asked. You can provide demos online, connect your customers with other customers, provide experience for multiple buyers, and finally, your customers can complete transactions. I'm sure there are many other reasons you're bashful about jumping into this e-commerce boat. But let's take a look at some of the considerations you should think about if you are interested in standing up an e-commerce website. First and foremost, understand your customers. Understand if they even want to buy online. Are they already buying online? Maybe from someone else or somewhere else? Do you really know what your customer buying journey looks like? Do you really know what their expectations are or their needs are? If you start with your customer in mind and keep them at the forefront of all of the decisions you make, success will be easy. Another consideration, technology. E-commerce enablement requires technology. You need to handle transactions and product information, inventory, pricing, shipping, customer service. There are dozens of technology options to choose from that will support your e-commerce experience, and selecting the right option is dependent on a number of factors. How many SKUs do you have to sell? Do you have a team that can build and manage a site? What features are important to you, and how often will you be adding new features? How much flexibility would you like to have when it comes to an e-commerce experience? How often you will make changes to the experience? How much do you want to pay? What kind of support does your organization need from a technology provider? Now, coming to a decision about technology does take time, but it is totally doable and relatively easy if you follow an evaluation process. Finally, if you're not quite sure about setting up your own experience, but you'd like to dip a little toe in an experiment, a great first step is to sell on a marketplace like Amazon or Thomasnet, Global source, even eBay. Marketplaces offer a really low barrier to entry for B2B sellers, and they also provide access to a larger customer base, and it's a trial for a new revenue stream. While selling online might seem a little daunting, start small. Think through your customer needs and your technology requirements. Getting to go is manageable, and it is so worth it. As one of my favorite statesmen, author, scientist, inventor has said, without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Thank you for listening to all of that experience. Until next time, I'm Jen Zimnowski, creating stronger, more valuable digital relationships.